Curious, look at these images for a second. In theory, they belong to the same story. The main character travels through the same world and uses the same objects. But is it really the same character? Is he wearing the same clothes? Is that house the same place? And what about that sword? Serious image models are very good at creating an attractive illustration. The problem appears when they need to create 10 or 15 images that belong to the same world. If each page is generated as a separate request, the model interprets the description again from scratch. It remembers the idea, but not necessarily every visual detail. Serious, the first inconsistency is character identity. The face shape, hairstyle, freckles, apparent age, or body proportions can all change. The second is the setting. A place can preserve the idea of a house in the forest and still change its architecture, size, layout, or relationship with the surroundings. Important objects can also change. A broad blue sword covered in runes can become a thinner, curved, reddish sword with a completely different handle, and clothing adds another layer. A yellow cape, a blue sweater, shorts and boots can become a red coat, a light shirt, long trousers and black boots. The character still plays the same narrative role, but visual continuity breaks. Curious, to reduce these differences, improving the text of each prompt is not enough. The system needs to plan the full story, decide which elements repeat, and build a visual memory before illustrating the pages. At Buklea, generation begins with a phase similar to film pre-production. A narrative and art director divides the story into pages, defines what happens in each one, and detects which settings, objects, or clothing changes will repeat. At the same time, a designer creates the character sheets, views, expressions, proportions, and base appearance. Excited with that plan, the system generates a small visual library. Each character has a sheet, recurring places have a reference image, important objects have a defined shape, and if the story requires a clothing change, a new wardrobe sheet is created from the character identity. Serious, the reference does not guarantee a perfect copy, but it reduces the space for interpretation. Instead of inventing the element again, the model receives a concrete visual guide. Then production begins, but not every page needs the whole library. Each illustration waits only for its dependencies, the characters present, the setting for that scene, the active objects, and when relevant, the special wardrobe. This way, all pages share the same visual memory, while each one works with a manageable and specific context. Excited, the orchestrator also prevents everything from having to happen in one single chain. Character sheets and planning are created in parallel. Then settings, objects, and wardrobes begin generating at the same time. And each page starts as soon as its own references are ready, without waiting for the whole library. The result is much stronger continuity between pages, recognizable characters, associated wardrobes, reused settings, and objects with a more stable identity. Serious still, mitigating does not mean eliminating completely. Models can still reinterpret a reference, change a proportion, or simplify a detail. That is why consistency has to be observed, measured, and improved over time. Serious, creating a consistent story with artificial intelligence is not just about generating good images. It is about planning, creating references, sharing memory, and coordinating dependencies. In other words, before illustrating a world, you have to design the rules that hold it together.